While we are making good progress in vaccinating our people, we acknowledge that the recent reversion to phase 2 heightened alert has caused some confusion amongst members of the public. They are asking, are we still committed, or is the MTF still committed to the path towards normalcy and living with COVID-19? The answer is a definite yes. For that is the only way for Singaporeans to regain our lives and livelihoods, for Singapore to reconnect with the world again. As we learn to live with COVID-19, our healthcare protocols must be remodeled. If COVID-19 is indeed endemic, having 200 or more cases may not be an unusual thing at all. With our current rate of vaccinations, we have started to take the first transition step to remodel our healthcare protocols. As of last week, we made the following changes. First, greater use of community care facilities instead of hospitals. Vaccinated individuals aged between 45 and 59 who tested positive for COVID-19 and show no or mild symptoms can be directly admitted to community care facilities instead of going first to hospitals. Second change, we have shortened the length of stay in hospitals and community care facilities. Our tests have shown that the viral load in infected persons who are fully vaccinated falls very rapidly to a very low level after 9 days. Previously, most people generally were discharged only after 21 days. We are now discharging fully vaccinated persons after 14 days from the onset of illnesses, with a 7-day leave of absence in addition, so long as their tests show that they are COVID negative or have very low viral loads. Third change is the greater use of home quarantine. For fully vaccinated persons, they can now serve their quarantine at home instead of a dedicated government facility, provided that their home is suitable for isolation. In the meantime, what we are experiencing in this current wave of transmission is also valuable because we are also witnessing a palpable shift in our collective psychology. The first, I think, is a shift away from always focusing on infection numbers. We used to get a shock when we see high daily numbers because this will mean a week or two from then, we will see more severe illnesses and deaths. However, in recent days, that mental link is starting to be broken, as we know that with vaccinations, high infection numbers need not necessarily mean more sickness and deaths. A second shift is a greater acceptance of differentiated safe management measures between those who are vaccinated and those who are not. When our whole society is very highly vaccinated and we have transitioned to living with COVID-19, we should make very little differentiation between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. But during this period of transition, when we are still building up our resilience, differentiation by vaccination status is a practical way to open up some activities first while protecting those who are still vulnerable.
Businesses can do several things to prepare for reopening. First, encourage and facilitate all medically eligible employees, especially those involved in high-touch point activities, to get vaccinated, and deploy those who cannot be vaccinated to lower risk settings. Second, integrate the use of ART self-tests into your work processes, especially for businesses that provide high-touch point services or which tap on a pool of workers that frequently change. And third, continue allowing flexible work arrangements and putting in place business continuity plans to strengthen operational resilience. For the majority of cases, businesses will not have to shut down their premises for deep cleaning, and we need not commit huge resources towards contact tracing.
We will synchronize our reopening with our vaccination coverage, not just of the overall population, but also amongst our seniors who are the most vulnerable. And we will do so in a series of controlled steps. So this is what we can all expect in the weeks ahead. In early August, at the midpoint of the Phase 2 heightened alert period, we plan to review the current set of measures. We will assess the overall infection situation. We will also monitor the status of the infected cases to confirm that the link between infection and hospitalization has been weakened by the vaccines, like in the chart just now which Minister Ong showed. Importantly, by then, 2/3 of our population would have received 2 doses, and we would have vaccinated about 3/4 of our seniors aged 70 and above. So if the clusters are under control and hospitalization rates remain low, we will be able to ease some of the Phase 2 heightened alert measures. By around early September, we expect to vaccinate about 80% of our population with 2 doses, and we hope to cover a similar proportion of our seniors aged 70 and above. We will then be able to ease the restrictions further, including allowing larger groups to get together, especially if they are fully vaccinated. We will also begin to reopen our borders, especially for vaccinated persons to travel. We will start by establishing travel corridors with countries or regions that have managed COVID-19 well and where the infection is similarly under control. So fully vaccinated persons will then be able to travel to these countries or regions without needing to serve the full 14-day stay-home notice in a hotel when they return. Depending on the risk level of the country they visit, we will either replace the SHN with a rigorous testing regime or shorten the SHN to 7 days at home. And this will allow vaccinated persons to travel more freely. Those who are not vaccinated can still travel, but will be subject to the prevailing SHN requirements. In particular, we have to expect new variants to emerge, which may be more transmissible, more lethal, or more successful at evading the present vaccines. We will find solutions to these variants, especially through booster shots or updated vaccines which we may need to roll out nationwide. But we must be prepared that the new variants can lead to more severe outbreaks and may well force us to introduce restrictions again from time to time. We are all disappointed by the latest outbreak and the heightened alert restrictions, but we will recover and bounce back.